Hi, in this video I'm going to show you around ActiveCampaign. ActiveCampaign is an email marketing tool where you can create campaigns for the email to send to your lead or, or a list of leads, and you kind of broadcast them about your newsletter or discount or any offer, right? And awareness. Similarly, you can also manage contacts in there with different lists, tags, and segmentation, which is very diverse and uh, very advanced level of segmentation of contacts according to different scenarios and categories and action your leads and contacts and customer takes. And you can also create email automation where you will be creating you are able to create different sequences of email that can be triggered or stopped uh, automatically due to an action taken by your contact and lead within your website, your landing page or funnel, or any other email that you sent before. uh, for example, if you are sending them to buy something, and they click on a link on the email, you can stop sending them those emails because they have clicked it, right? Similarly, if it's something that they make the purchase eventually, so you can link the purchase process. When they make the purchase successfully, you can stop that. And if it is like registering to a webinar or booking an appointment or subscribing to a newsletter, so you can definitely stop an email sequence and start another email sequence. If there is, like, for example, if you have a webinar coming appointment, and you can give them a heads up, like how it could be a reminder email, and it could be like a heads up of what things to be need, so they are prepared for the appointment and the webinar. Or if it is a purchase or memberships, you can have onboarding sequence, so you can trigger or stop sequences. Similarly, you can create deals in here, and then you can connect with the you can have a score. So let's just say a lead open an email, you can give them a score, and it's up to you what kind of score you're giving. It's either 1, 5, 50, however you organize your scores. And if they click a link in the email, then you give them another more, add them to a score. And if you have connected your active campaign, I would call it pixel, to the website and a landing page or funnel, if they visit there, active campaign will be in form, and hence it can add up to a score. So you can again trigger or segment or categorize your contacts and leads and customer according to scores and tags and everything. So in this one, I'm gonna just show you basically what's like the basic how things work in active campaigns. In the contacts, you can see all the contacts there, and you can organize them accordingly. I'm not going to go into it because uh, it's not the topic here. And in the campaigns, you can create uh, email broadcasts, in a sense, like if you have one email that you can broadcast to a list of contacts, you can do them here and create an email, design a whole email, and then send them to the list. On the third one is automation, which is where we're going to dive into in detail. So you can there are two email sequences right now. So one is trigger on a lead, and another is like the next step of that. So if you want to change anything in the email, you just have to go into this automation. You can create a new automation from here, and then ActiveCampaign will give you the option to, like, either you start from the scratch, or you want to start with a template that they have. So they call it all recipes here, so you can start with any recipe that you want to do, or you can start from the scratch and create your own sequence. So I'm going to dive into this one sequence, value sequence, and I have added few of the email there. So you can, when you are in that sequence, it's a flow. You can see the flow and everything, so it's easier to understand what's going to happen. So like, this is the trigger point. There is no trigger here, but you can definitely trigger a sequence from a tag if somebody get a tag, or if you want to trigger it with a list if they are added to a list. Or it could be if you have a third-party app that is linked with ActiveCampaign, let's just say it's a booking appointment or purchase or anything, so you can trigger it from here, and it will add the person and the contact to this automation. So it could be subscribing to a list, or they unsubscribe to a certain list, or they submit a form that has been created in this active campaign, or they open read an email or click an email. So there are a lot of options that you can use. Either they reply to an email or forward your email that you have sent them, they've been tagged or tag has been removed, right, or they achieve a goal. It's another topic to discuss. Then the score changes to a certain level, and then there is a third party connected to Calendly. So if the event is created, which means a person book an appointment, or event is updated, let us say it's rescheduled or cancelled, right? So there are a lot of here that you can start trigger with. Once the trigger is start, you can, so it will add the lead to the sequence, and the sequence goes from the top to the bottom. So in this one it says it will receive an email, then there is a wait, then there is a second email, and then wait for 1 day, and then a third email. So if you want to add anything on this right side, you will see all the option here which says sending option. You can have send an email, send a notification email. I'm not going to dive into all of details. Send an SMS. If you don't want to do that, you can add a condition which is a wait. I start add one. You can have a if else statements. There is a lot of details in there. Then you can you want to move person from one point to another point, you can definitely do that here if you have a like multiple signals going on here. And then a goal, which is like if I go to the bottom, you will see a goal here. So like somebody book an appointment, they will jump right here and skip all the emails because there is no need to for them to receive those. And then you can start another automation or end another automation, this auto start end this automation or end another automation. Similarly, there is a webhook option, split option, performance option. These they are all, you can go into a lot of detail, but there is not much time. And then you can also change the contact details if you want to subscribe to them as certain list, or unsubscribe them from a certain list, or all of the list. Update any details, give them a tag, remove a tag, add a note, and all of these details. Then if you have a Salesforce setup, then it's another app where you actually maintain your leads and customers, so your team can actually organize them and work on them. So you can definitely have that here. And then the CX and like all of these different apps that you can definitely work with. There is like Twilio, where you can start sending SMS, that you can add up element here. So let's just say I want to add an email. If I go back to the top, just go for the basic one, right? So I want to add an email, so I will click here and drop it here, and it will add up the email, right? And I can start email naming them. This name is only visible for us, so it's not going to be shown to the people who been receiving this email. And I can start with a template, or I can start with the past email that I've created, and I want to use the same design. So that's another option. Or another way to add is like clicking on this plus sign, and it will open up the same option that we are seeing on here. So like if I click on the plus sign, it will open up this thing, right? So I can again going through all the option here. So let's just say I want to change the content here. So I'll go to the, I'm just naming them according, so I know I have done up to 5th. I'm going to add something new here. So I want to change the content. I'm going to click here and click edit, but I don't want to click edit actually. What I want to do is like this is the first email that is on the top one, so I want to create a duplicate and edit it. So what I'll do, I'll click here, it says copy and edit. So that's the faster way to do it. I'll just copy because I want to use the same design. I don't want to change anything, just the content within the email. So I'm diving into document here, and I'm going to add the 6th email. So here we have the subject and the body. So it's going to open up here. So I'm going to copy the name, the subject here, everything, and I'll go to the setting. This is the way I work. It doesn't have to be, but it's like easier for me. So I'm gonna select all, delete this, paste it here, and this variable is not the ActiveCampaign variable, so I'm gonna use the ActiveCampaign variable from here, which is the first name, and I'll insert it. It adds up here. This is something that is in the ActiveCampaign, so you have to work with it the way it is. So I just copy the first name here. Now it will check the name of the contact who's receiving and add them here. So this is kind of variable here. And the form name, when the person receive an email, they will see this name, and this email has been sending there. And you can see the check spam is passed, everything. So I'll save it. Now I'll change the copy here. Before that, I'm gonna name this campaign separate, so I know I'm working on this one. I'm gonna copy the title again. This is the way that I know which email is this about, so like it's easier for me to understand. So I'll save this. So this is for me to understand, and I'm gonna go and now copy the. So now I'm not gonna copy this because I have already added. It's already been added in here. Hey, first name. So that's it. So I'm gonna start from here, which is saying Alex, and I'll copy this whole body and paste it over here. Delete everything and I paste it as a plain text. There is a reason for this because I don't want to copy the style. So if I say paste, it will copy the style as well, but I want to use the Arial and the size 15, so I'll say plain text. So now it just remove all the styling from it. So I'm gonna because it's easier now. All the text is Arial 15, which is what I want. So I'll add a um, line and make a space here. This is how I want to design it. So like confirming, and then I'll see. I have to add this text as a hyperlink. So I'll copy this link. Copying. I'm gonna copy this and I'll select this and I will click this so it will change into a link, and then from here I can actually add the link here. I'll delete everything and paste it here. That's it. Do the same thing with the other one, and it's not happening. Okay, so that's about it. There is this mistake here with the spelling, so I'm gonna fix it. And so I will copy this, or maybe it's not linked properly. So this is how you can make the changes, and just you click next and it will go to this step where you can see all the details, right? And if there's anything you want to change, right? So this is the next step where it's here the subject line, the pre-header, the form name and email, and the name, internal name for the message, for the email, and other details. And you can send a test to yourself and spam check, and we just click finish. So it will go back to the automation, and yeah, you can just go to the next step of completing your automation. So this is how you can work. So if I scroll down, you see the subject line change and everything, so that's good. So that's it for now. Let me know if you have any questions. Thanks.